Everybody, clearing. Boop. Okay, so I'm going to dive into a twin flame reading today, but first off, I'm being told on the pre-shuffle to ask, what do each of the counterparts need to see that's more the same about the other one than they think it is? So let's start with the feminines. What do the feminines need to see is more similar between them and the masculines than they think it is? Thank you, Divine Creator, for bringing through only the highest, most beneficial information. What is it that the feminines need to see is more similar than different? Wait for it. Okay, so both are waiting for the energies to connect on a deeper level, that they are also waiting for when it feels right, ripe, that they haven't walked away, that they're waiting for the right time. So what do the masculines need to see is more similar regarding the feminines than they think? What is it? It feels right to me in the reverse. So masculines, you're not the only one that it doesn't sit completely perfectly well with. You know, we're still waiting for it to click. And the feminines are not delusional masculines. They're not in a la la land about how perfect it is at this time. They see the potential. There's a big difference. So yeah, everybody seems to be getting a bit of a mirrored energy that neither of the counterparts are, you know, unrealistic, that it's completely time or that it feels perfect right now. There is collaboration, there is growth, there is progress to be made. Okay, let's jump into a daily reading. So I've got a few decks here. I've got what is happening in the connection right now that we need to be aware of. I'm going to keep that theme. What is it that needs to be illuminated for the counterparts? Got a couple of decks for that, and then I've got one for the masculines, one for the feminines, to see how each are perceiving these energies and the practical application. What are we supposed to be doing with it, or what is the energy conducive for in a practical sense? How can we continue to ground these energies from what we see here? So these will be the masculines cards. And the feminines cards. Also, I believe I'm going to be opening up some more session spots before this reading is uploaded. So grab a session with me if you'd like in early October in the link below in the description box. Here is the feminine card. Ooh, and I'm doing a free online event this weekend. I put the link in my community pages. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, do that. And then you can access the community page and see the link to sign up for the free event. I believe it's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be doing a Divine Union tarot card reading for the event, and all of the people who sign up and want to join that. Yeah, so that's exciting. Beautiful conscious event. Check it out. And also there's a reading with me as part of the grand prize package. Okay, what can we get into here? Conscious mind for these connections. All right, what we don't see is that there's a lot of inner work towards this multidimensionality right now. A lot of connecting the dots, taking the mundane, the physical, the intuitive guidance, and really looking at how it can serve ourselves and others in a practical way. So the frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. So these connections, what am I hearing? I'm hearing a mundane world demands a mundane world. A multidimensional world demands a multidimensional understanding. So it's like taking it to the next level. This is an ascended, you know, more than meets the eye kind of consciousness that is available to us here in so many ways. The signs, the synchronicities, the expansion, the factors that we come to sort, the triggers, the healing, the innovation, all of it. There is this tenacity, right? How are the masculines experiencing this? They're feeling like their life has more to offer. I just heard when they met you feminines, their lives blew apart. Maybe they were already feeling like they had something special, that they'd been different all of their lives. But now they're starting to believe that this is the type of a reality that they could shine. They could bring this true source, soul essence to the forefront, service in the world. They don't have all the answers, but they are seeking those answers. They're digging deep into their giftings, their talents, their multidimensionality, and they're starting to ripen towards this. Divine feminine energy. Wow, so the divine feminines are looking at legacy. They're looking at financial provision, long-term success, loyalty, structure. They're looking at how taking their own finances, their own gifts and talents to the next level, it's never been more of an option than to just really embody their strong suits, their multi-dimensional strong suits, and make a way in the physical with that. There's a baby here, and that doesn't necessarily represent children. It can be passion projects and generational wisdom being transferred. Okay, what is the practical advice for the counterparts? The Tower. So yeah, right now it may look like material realm circumstances blowing apart. This may look like major changes. I'm hearing loss of job, living situation changing, radical breakups from karmic situations, things falling away, unexpected turn of events that catapult more quickly into this, what do I do now? And digging deep within for each person's own multidimensional skill set. So it's like the world is being released and more permission coming in for both to really showcase who they are, who they've always known themselves to be, unapologetically. What can we see for the consciousness for each other? How each can look at each other right now. What is the energy allowing for? Prince of Pentacles and friendship. Okay, there is a internal foundation being laid. Okay, the energy is such that we are now more stable to include a true friendship base. It's not just, yeah, let's be friends with the agenda to sleep with the person or to take them for money. Ugh. Anyways, the twins are really understanding what true unconditional friendship is and finding those building blocks deep within and seeing the results, that there isn't so much jealousy, envy, skepticism, paranoia, fear. When it comes to these connections, there's not that deep-seated insecurity. There is more of a knowledge that it's becoming stable, that there is trust. We saw yesterday's reading was all about trust. And so that is one of the major cornerstones of friendship. Friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. As we get to know ourselves also deeper within, as we heal, as we get to that essential truth within us, we can then see who we actually like. And there is an energy of the eyes being opened, that these counterparts are appreciated and there's a true affection. It's not just survival mentality, like grab the closest available single person and make do. This is deep affinity for character, for way of navigating, for seeing a person for who they really are, because we know ourselves. How are the masculines seeing this? Wow, Ace of Pentacles. This is a prosperous new beginning because they've never teamed up with someone who's actually been on their team, who has had their back. And they know, divine feminines, that you have their back. You have proved to them that you are not fickle. And so they are really understanding what could be possible, where true friendship is the priority. What about the feminines? Yeah, there is the truth here. The King of Swords, this is ultimate truth. This is finances, precision thinking, legal matters. So there is an energetic knowing that it's safe through friendship here, at very least. A foundation of friendship, that these connections offer truth. What is the practical advice here? Oh my gosh, 10 of Cups. So we're seeing the world fall away and all the conditioning, predictive programming, all the standard cliche things. And now we're seeing this ability to access deep emotional fulfillment. What can we see on the heart space? Ripe in the energy. Oh, Queen of Wands and commitment. So this is still dropping the masks, the predictive programming. It's the tower in progress right now, where all the give-a-cares regarding what others would think are being left behind, and commitment. I'm hearing being loyal to what you love, to the counterparts, to passionate living, to aliveness coming in. We see the frequency of commitment supports our ability to devote ourselves in all aspects of our being and with unwavering belief. So when we drop the masks, only truth remains, and therefore we can finally have actual commitment. How is this happening for the masculines on the heart space? Oh, they're feeling separate from you, feminines. I'm hearing, why would I push this one person away who is true, who is on my team, who has all the aspects of character that I hold most dear, that I've always celebrated as exalted, as important? Why am I keeping myself away from something so good for me? I'm hearing so wholesome, so beautiful, so life affirming. So the masculines are realizing that it's been a mask that they've been wearing that has been keeping them at odds with the one thing in their life, the one person in their life that is trustworthy and commitment potential, life partner material. What are the feminines experiencing? Justice. That's beautiful. So there is this truth. There's that King of Swords. So this does speak of legal matters again. We've got this balance, and I know in my path right now, I'm experiencing what it feels like to settle codependent scores and to step forward with balance, with authority of my life, with financial sovereignty, and to really look at the precision thinking that keeps that energy intact so that I don't give away my power with assumptions and with connecting with things where there are blurred boundaries and blurred lines. I'm learning that's not loving, to take care of that aspect. And so I think in general, the feminines are starting to realize that too, because it's coming up in the collective read. What is the practical application of this? The Wheel of Fortune. So as we continue to drop the masks, the Wheel of Fortune comes in. When we are our true selves, the universe can give us true blessings. It's that simple. When we're no longer diluting or diluting our desires, our full heart's desires can come to us. What can we see for the energy of the counterpart on the heart space? Wow, the Tower again. So it's hitting everybody like a ton of bricks in very obvious ways that this is their person right now. Everything that has held a heart wall against these connections is falling. There's something, this is giving me the sense that it's something that has been easily overlooked, that taking for granted energy or overlooking something. It's like an ironic energy. This Tower doesn't feel like for 80%, it doesn't feel like a big wake-up call. For a few, 20%, yeah, there is something that's going to hit like a ton of bricks. But this is more a subtle thing. I've always said that the subtle energies that we overlook, that we think, oh, that's not a big deal, those are the real devil energies, because those are the things we don't think we have to address. This is this level of nuance and perfection on the heart space, that something is being uprooted. And we get connected with that. We have authority. Reminds us that the true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So we can't just be in our yin or our yang. We have to be both. So yin or yang is powerful, directed, realized. Yin, receptive, wise, loving. It takes those two energies. So if you've been needing to be powerful, directed, and realized, and forgetting to be receptive, wise, and loving, that's your cue. If you've just been receptive, wise, and loving, you have to remember to include powerful, directed, and realized energies in there. And this is a radical change on the heart space, because this yin yang there on the heart of hearts is the eye opener, that we can't just be in one of those things internally. We have to be both, and we can't just be in what we think is pure feminine or pure masculine within. We still have to engage or receive. If we've been doing one or the other over and over and thinking that's going to bring different results, we need to include the other spectrum of energy there on the heart space. And because this is for the counterpart, this is also a beautiful nudge to see which has your counterpart been imbalanced and maneuvering with the energy of. Have they been in powerful, directed, and realized motion, or receptive, wise, and loving? So there's a switch coming in. This tower on the heart space means that the counterparts are going to start experiencing firsthand and seeing in the other some elements of the whatever the yin yang needs to do there to balance out. So how are the masculines experiencing this? High Priestess, they are being in the yin. Be still and know. They're becoming more receptive. This is mercy, humility, compassion. So they're not taking so much action. They're cooling, tempering that fire, and they're receiving here. They're taking things deep to the cellular level right now, integrating. They might be in their man or woman cave, take gender how it resonates, and soaking it all in, really allowing the facts, the energetic facts, to be known here. How are the feminines experiencing it? They're really looking at what reciprocity would be. They're looking at it from the other side of the coin. They're looking at what they stand to give and receive, and they're putting themselves in the masculine's shoes and seeing what that would be like if they were on that side of the energy. So there is more of a holistic, balanced, fair, objective look at how it can all work together. And with this long-term legacy, the feminines are really seeing that there is a contribution that both can give, that it's not just about being passive or the damsel in distress. It is absolutely an activated, engaged with life energy, but that there is a dynamic, a balance that can be reached that allows for, I'm doing that thing with my hands again, the eternal flow. What is the practical grounded application? Knight of Wands. So this is where the passion for just the two, the monogamous stuff, is starting to ramp up, where even more of those other energies are being released because they are not being seen as having as much love authority. I literally just heard of the authority of actual love on the heart space. And so those other energies, underdeveloped energies, options, are no longer validated on the heart space of the counterparts as having enough wisdom and authority to deepen with the masculine or feminine here. There is a nod, a head nod, a hat tip to each other energetically here, that there aren't other mature counterpart options that can match this developmental stage for each. Beautiful. What is the manifestation that is ripe in the energy? Oh, King of Wands. So this is that monogamous card. The Knight of Wands in the inverse is en route to this. I just said that song the other day. I'm fine, that I posted on community boards. It's like, I can't hold trust. I keep fading off the route. This is where that track is connected with. It's like now there is a desire to stay on track with that. And we get third chakra. So this is empowerment. The solar plexus chakra helps us to realize who we are and who we want to be so we can set a course towards our goals. So because the authority, the maturity, the compatibility is being recognized as once in a lifetime love here, that the counterparts have truly found a master in each other, somebody who is a diamond in the rough, I just heard, but a true compatible match. They've found their match. And so this now warrants giving it our hearts and allowing it to deepen, and this goal towards fully realizing the magnificence of an unadulterated connection. There are no other energies out there that are cutting it with the counterparts. How are the masculines experiencing this? Yeah, their eyes are being opened. The Judgment card. This is the Karma card. On many decks, this also has the eclipse energies, the birth and rebirth. So we are coming up in October to eclipses, the 14th and the 28th. So the masculine's eyes are going to be continually opened to this level of insight, acknowledging that you really are, no matter what the circumstances or previous obstacles, that you energetically, feminines, are their match. So despite any apparent differences, the masculines are, look at this expression, they're like, I didn't see it until now, but they are actually the perfect complement for what I am on the core level. That's what I'm feeling here. Like they really are understanding that this is an empowered connection, dare I say power couple, that the synergy between the two can be next level because there is such an affinity and appreciation, like we saw today and in yesterday's reading. What are the feminines realizing here? Okay, masculines, don't get triggered by this, but the feminines are at a make or break crossroads about whether you're going to see this or not. I mean, not a moment too late. It's like, that's ironic. That's the way energy happens in the nick of time, right? So the feminines know it's coming down to the wire where their self-love, their respect is such that they don't want to wait forever. They really don't. And they are becoming strong enough and knowing of their worth, their beauty, their giftings, to the degree that they don't want to just be in stale energy for the rest of their lives. And so many feminines are really of the frequency that they could take it or not here. And so I do feel like that's catalyzing this awakening in the masculines at this time. Now, this is no ultimatums, feminines. This is not about you giving your masculine an ultimatum. This is an energetic thing that you cannot fake. This is something you're either in this authentic thing or not. And it does not look like you being all hurt saying, well, F them if they're not going to choose me, and then rejecting them before you can be rejected. That is not, that's the opposite. That is needy, codependent, desperate, broken, wounded stuff. And I'm not criticizing. The world does that to us. That's not the stage I'm talking about here, though. So for masculines and feminines, this is where you really actually have a peaceful resolve that you have other options, that you are desirable, that life is meant to be lived, and you're meant to have a grand love with someone. And so, yes, there will be some counterparts that don't step up. There will be some masculines that do not. I'm hearing 1 or 2% of the viewers in this collective watching me right now, their masculine won't see this about the connection, and you will have to release them to go forward because the next level of relationship is really the next growth curve. It's the next relevant experience of growth to have at this stage of consciousness on the planet. That's why I believe we're all in store for true love, whether it's with this person or somebody else. However, the pressure seems to be on for 98-99% of the collective that will see this video, that the masculines are realizing, just as the feminines are realizing, that this is it or not. What is the practical application? The Hermit. So Hermit in the inverse, there is a motion, a forward motion happening, that there has been enough inner contemplation now and enough knowledge of the destined path to recognize compatibility on that soul level at this point, and to either access it or not. So I do see it coming out of deliberation and movement forward. What is the action that the collective is ready to take? Ooh, the sun and intimacy. So this is the full disclosure, full exposure of the feelings of the deep heart-centered love that each counterpart has. I mean, once it's seen like that, and once the feminines are truly just ready to love and be loved or find that elsewhere, that's when there's no pressure. It just is either mutual or not. It's a very wholesome, grounded energy I'm feeling. It's not an ultimatum. It's not a threat. It's not, the tension isn't there. It's not a spastastic lust, but it's authentic. And so this is also the solar plexus. We're working right now on empowering the worthiness of the connections based on the fact that we can't find any other more spiritually masterful, balanced, beautiful, talented, wise, intelligent people than our counterpart. And there is such an affinity there, a deep gratitude. There is no reason that you could not manifest your connection from that enlightened perspective. That's what is important to focus on. Intimacy supports us trusting that we are safe to allow closeness. This came out in the inverse, and I feel like that's because it's not a matter of not trusting anymore, that isn't an issue, that intimacy is coming in with this full disclosure of how we truly feel for each other, including the things that we feel the shoes are too big. Like, we can still get there from here. That is also full disclosure of any of the vulnerabilities and insecurities. How are the masculines experiencing this? Yes, they are that sexual recalibration. They're no longer attracted to underdeveloped feminine energies. They're no longer turned on by feminine energies that play games or don't know themselves well, or, you know, don't understand the masculine on a soul level. They're not turned on by that anymore. And now the masculines, I do feel, are going to communicate to you feminines that you're the only one that really cuts it for them, the only one they fantasize about, the only one that they actually love, the only one that does it for them, the only one that warrants that elicits their genuine, deep appreciation and affection. How about the feminines? Yeah, there is this movement forward. So the shadow horse here is rearing up a little bit unbalanced. So there might be a twinge of which way will this go still happening, but it's moving forward, and you're moving forward regardless, feminines. So it's not so much about trusting, it's about true authentic compatibility and whether it works for you or not, whether it's got a synergy or not. But for most, it's going to literally be an affirmation that the love is here and that we're going forward, and that all the kinks will be worked out as we go. What is the practical advice? 9 of Wands. So this is the perseverance. This is like persevering until the end. This is continuing to stick with it. So for some feminines, you might be at the edge already. You might be thinking, I can't withstand anymore. You might be thinking of going in another direction. This is saying the 9 out of 10 Wands, there's still just a little bit more of a push here. The masculines are being inspired over time, the heart growing fonder, monogamously fonder, and this is the, that last push going forward. So yeah, Good stuff here. Stick with it. Keep believing. Keep overcoming the negative thoughts, everybody. What's the biggest challenge in the collective at this time? Wow, the devil. And specifically the Gaia frequencies that remind us we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So the illusion is that it's just the material realm, that we are, of the earth, that we're from the earth. The challenge is remembering our cosmic self, whether you call that a light worker, a starseed, an earth worker, whatever you resonate with. You are not from earthly origin. You are a soul in physical form temporarily here. And the devil energies are the challenge, are the gatekeeper that keep us from remembering our cosmic heritage, our galactic remembrance. And so that is the challenge here. How are the masculines challenged by that? They're getting drips and drabs, I heard, of this higher love. They don't always see it plain as day because of the imprinting of the world, the trauma, the wounding. They don't always see it. They want to, and they are inspired to overcome that short-sighted, limited thinking. They do want to attune back to the safety and the wholeness and the love, but they don't always see it from that higher perspective. Fair. And the feminines, we don't always feel free. We don't always think the accurate thoughts. We are also trying. We're also trying to free our minds. None but ourselves can free our minds. So the feminines know that this devil energy, it's an inside job. It's all a matter of perception. Masculines are looking at that benevolent God, returning to that higher spirituality, reclaiming their connection to source. And feminines are reclaiming their connection to the mind, the analytical, the inner masculine. In many ways, this is an indicator of that energy we saw in the beginning, where the masculine aspects of the mind, the logic and all of that, the action, the powerful energy, that the feminines are reclaiming that, and that this receptive feminine energy is what the masculines are reclaiming within, remembering, in part because of these connections. What is the advice? Oh my gosh, the devil. Stare the devil right in the face. This is the advice for how to work with these energies, is look at them, pinpoint them, see where you do actually feel limited. What are those belief structures that literally are looking at you and tempting you not to believe in love? Stare down those things until you see the love. Love is the most powerful frequency in the universe, and no devil energies can stand. Look it in the eye and have heart love in your heart. Care Bear, stare that devil until that deal breaker, obstacle, cap gives way to freedom, overcoming, solution, innovation, love. Love will melt through it all. I just heard for some too, because we're getting the snake, that Garden of Eden, the fall from grace, the knowledge of good and evil, that it's okay to have such a sexual pull to a person. That doesn't mean that it is negative. Okay, so beautiful. What can we see for the solution to this devil energy? Six of Wands, victory, reflection. Reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from contemplations of self and other. So we have victory. These connections are helping us by giving us a muse kind of energy to have victory over any deal breakers. Anything that falls short of real love, any conditionality of the world is being released. This is a 33, so the angels and ascended masters are watching over these connections. We are being given tools and ways of looking at things because the love won't let us put it down. And so there is guaranteed victory here over the devil energies. How is the masculine experiencing that victory? Yeah, unconditional love in all the crowd, all the options. Only the feminine is highlighted. And what is the feminine? Yeah, progress within. This is that same inner masculine thought process, overcoming those negative or limiting thought constructs, and reflecting on the insights that are being given in this journey and the victorious thoughts. What is the advice? Two of Coins, baby steps. Take each thought captive one at a time and do this reflection. Find the victory, find the freedom. If you still have any kind of pessimistic thoughts or malaise in there, look at it in the face and say, hey, tell me what your problem is. and then ask for higher guidance for another way to look at it, so that that problem or temptation or that opinion doesn't need to be the be all end all, so that you can see that there's another more love-filled way of looking at it. If it's causing you suffering, it's not a truth. It's not the only way. The truth will set you free. Stick with it. The only eternal truth is love. So what would love say here? Beautiful. What is the direction of the connections in the near future? Oh, the Lovers and the first chakra. So this is grounding into the root chakra. This is stability. This is home. This is financial security. This is abundance. This is safety. And we saw this card for the feminines yesterday being the energetic safety, not just the material realm. The root chakra supports our sense of safety in the physical world and reminds us to enjoy our physical bodies. So this is the as above, so below. We are spirit in flesh. This is the redeemed lovers. Many times we see the counterparts shackled in the devil card, and then we see them celebrating freedom in the lovers card. And so this is what we're in store for in the physical, the freedom of true connection, unadulterated by fear. Wow. So what are the masculines going to be experiencing that way? Ooh. Full permission to adore the Empress, to absolutely affirm and appreciate that you, Empress, are this glowing, obvious choice. Without fear, without reservation. They're going to give themselves full permission to honor that you are that one for them. Whoa. Okay, what are the feminines? More than meets the eye. So this is more than just the communication your masculine has given in the 3D or not. This is whatever they've said or done. You're trusting the energetics of this, and that is grounding against all odds. You know, you're trusting the love impeccably, and you are grounding this in the physical. Now, this did come out in the reverse. So feminines, you are having to go on faith right now to keep staying the course with whatever it is that you are teaming up with, collaborating, and trust. And masculines are seeing the feminines as this connection to all that is, to their dream life, to their dream partner, to their abundance, their path forward. And they may not be telling you that right now, feminines. So it is about the energetics. It's about you being such an intuitive master that you know what's up. You know what the truth is. What is the advice here? Page of Cups. Everybody is being asked to believe in it, to be in that otherworldly, transcendent knowledge of the love here. Delight in it. Dream big from that place. Play with it. There's the red string here. And there's a bunny. We all know that bunnies are sex fiends or something. Yeah, well, there's a red thread here. This is that sexual chemistry. And so there are moving from lust to love. Yes, even for the masculines, I just heard. But real love is, okay, so real love is the perpetual bliss state. When we have lust, it's volatile and it goes hot and cold, and drama loops and, you know, mini breakups that cause makeup sex and all of that. This is surrendering to that more balanced, real connection that only deepens over time. not that goes hot and cold and is unpredictable. So we're getting into these longevity energies. We're getting into this mutual maturity that perpetuates love rather than the volatility of a developing love. It's yummy. Bye for now, everyone.